Welcome to the channel, friends. So today I plan on doing a quick install video on my 2018 Polaris Sportsman XP. And pretty much it's going to be the Polaris rear cargo storage system. So this is the cargo box right here. As you can see, it's an official, genuine Polaris product. And it basically mounts to the LocknRide system that's on the back side of the machine. So you have these through holes, and the box itself is going to lock into those holes so you can take it off and on the machine very quickly. That's kind of the selling point for me. So I picked this thing up for like 250 bucks or so, and that's a great deal because these boxes go for like 330, 340 bucks at the dealer. So when I saw it for that cheap, I kind of snagged it up, and I'm really happy I got it. It's very high quality, it's very rugged and heavy duty construction. You know, it's like blow molded case kind of construction, but it is very solid. I mean, you could drop this thing off like, you know, the top of a house and it's not going to be damaged at all. So I'll show you a quick close-up shot of it on the inside. It's very spacious. Okay, you have one little divider, kind of pocket system here. And these are the LocknRide pins. They're like a cam lock, as you can see there. And that will expand this rubber bushing and lock it into place into the rack on the machine. So that right there is the beauty of this box. It's meant for the machine. It's going to fit on the machine with the racks in place. I know that's a big question for a lot of people out there. They're concerned, that was a concern of mine as well, would this fit with the racks on the Hunter model? And yes, it does. So 4 cam lock LocknRide anchors that are used to hold this box in place, and I'll show you exactly what it takes to install this on your machine. It's a very simple install. It shouldn't take more than 5 minutes. It's a matter of drilling some holes into the bottom of the box because there's fitment for different other Polaris models. So you would have to drill the holes for the XP in this case because it's a 1000 XP, and then go from there and basically install the hardware and then plop it on the machine. So I'll give you a better look here. Nice little clamps, rubberized clamps here, as well as through holes top and bottom on these tabs right here on the top and bottom of the case that actually allow you to put a padlock or 2 padlocks on there to keep it locked. Still a lot of room in the front here, so you can either ride with 2 people, or if you feel like riding back a little bit, you still have room there. It's not going to interfere with your seating position or anything. The seat will clear this whole box, and you can remove the seat if you have to. So really quick, show you the other side. Alright, so let me take this thing into the workshop and I'll go ahead and drill those holes that's needed for the LocknRide anchors. So my first impressions so far, I'm really happy with the construction of this box. I like the waterproof gasket that goes along the top here. It's a foam gasket that follows the whole profile of the top lid. And then that way when you close this thing, it has a nice water resistant seal. And you don't have to worry about things getting wet. The hinge system is very robust, very tight, very solid. There's not a lot of play in it. So that feels good. Like what else? These tabs are very solid as well, that are used for clamping down. Nice good purchase in that. You have that rubber clamp there. Overall, it's very solid. It's very thick plastic. I would say it's probably about 100 thou thick all the way around, and even thicker in some points. Like especially the corners. The corners are very tough. They feel like rock solid. Just very, very solid construction. It's very hard for me to flex this thing. As you can see here, I'm really kind of cranking on it, and the box does not want to flex or distort. So here's the instructions, kind of shows you the part number that we're working with, and then I'll give you guys a close-up of this as well. So I mentioned how roomy the inside of this box is, but one downside I see is that there's no partitioning system on the inside of the box to keep things from moving around. So what I plan on doing is using either bubble wrap or a couple moving blankets stuffed in here, depending on how many tools or things I need, and wrap the tools in the moving blankets. That way they don't move around. So otherwise, you're going to get tools that are going to be bouncing around in here when you're out on the trail or on the property driving the ATV, and you're going to end up scratching the hell out of the inside of the box, damaging it in some way possibly, and not to mention you might be damaging your tools as well, and you'll ruin the finish on them. Okay, so if you really care about the box and your tools, you're going to have to come up with a way to kind of partition things and keep things tight so they don't bounce around. But like I said, moving blankets work great, or bubble wrap. I use bubble wrap on the boxes on the ATV, on the front and rear racks. You have those storage compartments. I use bubble wrap around the items that I don't want bouncing around. And it works great. The stuff is lightweight. It's basically almost 98% air. And you don't add a lot of weight to it by doing that. So now let's get into it. I'm going to show you the holes that need to be drilled, and also a really quick look at this manual, just in case you want to see it before you buy it, and show you up close what it looks like. So here is the manual. This is the part number we are working with today. So pretty much you have holes for the XP, and then you have one labeled as A. So that must be all the other Polaris models. As you can see there's a compatibility list. It does work with the rear rack on the Hunter model, which I'm very happy about. And over here, really quick, I'll show you my next video, which is going to be the Polaris handguards and the billet mounts. So that's going to go right on the handlebars and cover your hands from getting hit by brush or debris. So I'll see how those work. I'll install them and give them a quick kind of review. And also, right there, I have a stainless steel big gun exhaust I plan on putting in as well, with power commander. So those are future videos, but stay tuned for those. Perfect. I drilled 4 of the 3/8 holes needed right at the XP location. So you have, like I said before, you have 2 locations here to drill out, possibly. You need to check with what kind of machine you have and what the instructions say, but there's one called A, and then there's one called XP, obviously for the XP machines. So the A model, the A designation must be for all other Polaris racks, and the XP rack system must be different on those machines. So I guess that's why they have different locations. But now it's time to install the LocknRide cam lock. Okay, and I'm gonna go ahead and do that. All right, so I went ahead off camera and deburred the inside holes on the box because I drilled through this bottom side. It created burrs on the other side. So I went ahead with a chamfer tool and took care of that and just cleaned up the inside holes. And then next is going to be installing these cam locks, the LocknRide system. Okay, so this is how it's supposed to go on there. I'll show you right on the sheet. Okay, Don't mind me shaking. So you're gonna have basically the cam lock and then this large plastic washer. This goes from the inside of the box down, okay, and then you install the rest, which are 3 pieces. You get 2 rubber bushings and a metal washer. So I'll show you really quick how simple it is. Install that cam lock with the washer, the black washer, and then 2 rubber bushings. Metal washer. And then to top it off, on the very bottom you got the nut. This is a nylon lock washer, so I'm just gonna snug it up until there's no play in those bushings. And as you can see, as I'm depressing the lever on the cam lock, and it squashes the bottom bushing, which is softer than the top one. So there's a difference there, and I'll show you up close. I'm just going to go ahead and install the remaining 3, and I'll show you up close exactly how this works. Alright, so I went ahead and installed all 4 of the LocknRide expansion locks for the box. And pretty much I just left them loose. I just tightened the nut so the locking nylon portion was on all the threads. That was fully engaged. So when I put it in the machine, I might have to adjust that, maybe tighten it more, loosen it more. We'll see when we get it on the machine. But I did notice as I was doing this that the inside opening of the box on the bottom here is very sharp. So this is what I'm talking about. This inside edge here is very sharp. So I'm going to go ahead with a deburring tool and just kind of ease that over and round that edge off and take off that sharp corner, because it feels like it's definitely going to do some damage to my skin eventually. You know, when you don't have gloves on, all you need to do is basically run your hand across this thing and it'll basically shear your skin off like a cheese grater. So not sure why that wasn't kind of taken care of at the factory when they made this box, but I'm going to go ahead on my box and clean it up. I definitely don't want to hurt myself. I'm going to try to do this on camera, but we'll see. Alright, so now it's all deburred and I'm really happy with that edge. It's not sharp anymore and I can totally trust myself in just reaching in here and not cutting myself. But okay, that's good to go. So next step is to show you guys what it looks like up close. Show you guys the expansion anchors really close up. Grab the camera. So this is what they look like on the inside. Simple as just flipping them when you have it installed in the machine. And this is the bottom side. When you flip that lever, this hard plastic bushing stays intact, and then you'll see this rubber bushing compress, and then it will expand out. The diameter here will get larger. That way it'll grab on that through hole on the rack that's on the machine. And that's what gives it the retention and keeps it from falling off. So if I can reach in here and show you that really quick. That's it with the cam lock activated. and that's when it's released. Activated, released. Pretty nifty system. So pretty much this thing is not coming off. When those cam locks are activated, they work very well. As you can see, you can probably pick the whole machine up on this and it's not going to lift up on the box at all. You still have access to the seat. You can remove that without any issues. Sorry for all the noise, the plow is still attached to the ATV right now, and that's what you're hearing when I shake the machine. But very nice construction here, I'm liking this. It's rock solid on there. So as you can see, it works just fine with the Polaris rack extender here. You have plenty of clearance. It does not rub. There's about 3/8 of a gap there. I'm just going to take you around the box and show you what it looks like. Very good fitment. All the way around, it looks really great. No rubbing issues. I love the Polaris logo on the top. I love factory components when they fit well. It's just like they're just meant for the machine and you know you're getting good quality. So there's the cam locks. They're in the down position, which is activated. They were a little tough to kind of throw them at first, but once you get it going, they snap right down. And very solid. There's no way this thing is coming off. I mean, you could load this thing up with probably a couple 100 pounds, and I still would not be worried about it. Yeah, so I'm really happy with it. And like I said, I went with this box because it's built for the machine. It looks great, and it's a quick detach system. With that LocknRide system, you can't get better than that. It really can't. Because I don't plan on keeping this on the machine all the time. I like to have the back rack open because I like to swing my leg up and over sometimes, and I don't want to have something in the way. But if I'm going in the woods and I have to carry some tools or some equipment, this is the best bet to keep it from getting dirty, from my tools getting dirty, and to keep things kind of clean and stowed away on the machine and not having things bounce around on top of the rack, which is not pleasant whatsoever. So that's the Polaris storage box, cargo box system with the LocknRide. I'll put all the information down below in the description, part number, and all that good stuff. And don't forget to check out my next video, which will be hand guards, big gun exhaust. What else? Oh yeah, the body armor kit that goes along the side of the fenders here. I have that sitting right over here. I'll show you really quick what it looks like. So it's these metal tubes that have the same black wrinkle finish as the Hunter model does on the bumper. Okay, and those will install right along the fender line here, and they attach to the front bumper. You have to have this bumper in order to install that body armor kit. So that's all coming up in future videos. I'm really happy with everything so far. Let me give you a backup shot here of the whole ATV. I got the 66-inch plow from Polaris, Glacier Pro. Also with the electric hydraulic pivoting system, synthetic winch cable, which I've added separately from the factory. Factory just comes with a steel cable. But I'm very happy with this plow. If you want to see more plowing videos, let me know in the comments below. I'll post some more in the future as the snow comes. But, you know, basically this is your 2018 Polaris XP Hunter model. So that right there I added myself. This is a snowmobile grab bar. Really helps with hanging off the machine when you're getting wild, and getting on and off the machine. So I'm really happy with that. Let's see what we got here in the back. I got the tiger tail. I'm gonna make a video about that as well because I plan on modifying that hook. I don't like the hook that comes with it. So yeah, it's a great machine, man. I mean, I love the thing. It totally rips. And oh yeah, here is the controller for the left and right power pivot for the plow. I have it mounted right at the handlebars here. So it makes things really simple and quick. Alright, so hope you enjoyed the video. Well, that's it for today, guys. I really hope you enjoyed this video. And if you have any questions or comments, please place them right down below. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel already, please go ahead and do so. I want to thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.